Hello everyone, this is Carla. As I had sent all of you messages that I was going to do an upload of my testimony, this is part one of my testimony, but more in depth of the life that I lived before I received Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. When I was 15, I had gotten pregnant, and when I was 7 months pregnant, got married. Everything seemed to be going fine until our son was about 4 months old. And then I saw a dramatic change, that's putting it nicely, in my ex-husband. He became very abusive. It seemed as though he was jealous that I was paying more attention to the baby than him. The abuse that I endured was something. I have had my head bashed into walls. On another occasion, I had went to get out of the car, and as soon as my head was just level to the top of the car, my ex, he took the car door and just hard as he could, he slammed it on my head. And my neighbor Shane had seen him do this, and he took off after my ex to put a whooping on him, but my ex got away. I was literally a punching bag. What he didn't do to me was kill me. Wee hours in the morning, sound asleep. Before I knew it, I felt a tug at my head, and he grabbed me by my hair. And from my hair, he pulled me off the bed. And I was just sleeping. And just repeatedly started punching me in the face over and over. And at the same time, he was kneeing me in my ribs. And being 16, 17 years old, I didn't report this because I knew if I did that he would kill me. So I just took it. I took the abuse. And given that I was very cowardly to him, and knowing that I couldn't physically hurt him, I turned to one thing that I knew that did hurt him, and that was I also became a whore. I started sleeping around because I knew that's what hurt him. So that was my revenge towards him. So as years go by, the abuse still continues. And when I was 19 years old, I had our second son. And also at the age of 19, he introduced me to meth. I was complaining of being tired one time, so I used to take caffeine pills, and I was out. And I told him I was tired, I needed some caffeine pills or something. And lo and behold, he opens up a thing of foil, and it was crank. Meth. And one hit of that, and I was hooked for 11 years. And I was into it very heavily. And I also became an alcoholic. And I tried to suppress my hurt, my depression from all the abuse that I was enduring with the drugs, with the alcohol. It didn't help. At times I thought it did, but the fact is it didn't help. So in 1996, I filed for divorce. in 2000, I met another man 30 years older than I, and I just knew that he was my prince. And again, I was wrong. Same with the other, just a few months into the marriage, he too became very abusive, verbally, physically. I didn't understand why, and I even questioned God. And on one occasion I cursed him out loud. I said, God, why was I born? Why was I put on this earth to endure this pain over and over and over? What is this? My purpose in life is to be hurt repeatedly? I had attempted suicide. I had taken a handful of pills, and that attempt failed. Again, I had taken 20 plus Valium, plus 15 Tylenol, grabbed a fifth of brandy, and I just took off in my car. And oddly enough, I drove right by our sheriff's office, and I wasn't even so much as pulled over. Here I'm trying to kill myself, and these attempts keep failing. And I'm not understanding why. I just didn't see any purpose in my life. I just wanted out of it. And at that time in my life, I didn't understand why suicide was so hard to do. You hear about it all the time on the news, people committing suicide. Here I'm trying. I keep failing suicide. I didn't know what was going on. So I divorced my second husband 2003. In the beginning of 2004, I met Matt. And of course, I, still being the child of the devil, I again attempted suicide. I lived like 3 blocks from railroad tracks. And so around 2:30 in the morning, Matt was asleep. I said, this time, this attempt is not going to fail me. This time, I'm ending my life. And there isn't nothing or no one can stop me from doing this. I thought I was home free. So I take off 2:30 in the morning, walk up to the tracks, and way off in the distance, I saw the light from the train. And I just stood there, and I was watching. And I was waiting for that train to come. So I knew this time I'm going to succeed in this suicide. And the train is rapidly approaching. And before I knew it, I heard Matt call out to me. Maybe 3 o'clock in the morning this time, I don't know. And as the train is rapidly getting closer and closer, he runs up to me, grabs me, pushes me out of the way. We were so close to the train, but that wind was so strong. It was so strong. And at this time I'm thinking to myself, this is just too unreal. because I knew that this suicide attempt was going to succeed. I was going to do myself in. And yet, before I knew it, I heard Matt call out to me. I had no idea what was going on. So he walks me back to the house. And day by day, I just feel myself physically, mentally going downhill. I'm hearing screaming and raging voices through my head. I literally thought I was going crazy. And as each day went by, the screams and the raging voices that I heard in my head just intensified. I was just so confused. I didn't know what was happening. And I even told Matt, I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. I didn't understand what was going on. But in just a short couple months, I learned what was going